Bookmark this video. Michael B. Jordan is going to win the Best Acting Oscar at the Oscars this upcoming Sunday because of Black Sympathy. What's cooking, my rock and rollers? Today we are going to be discussing the upcoming Oscar ceremony this weekend, specifically who will win the Best Acting Oscar. From that little opening, you already know my prediction that Michael B. Jordan will take home the Oscar for his dual role in Sinners. With that said, let's jump right into the topic of this video. One of the biggest categories at the Oscars is the Best Actor category. It's literally the highest honor, if you will, an actor can achieve. This year, I believe it's down to 3 people who could potentially win. We have Leonardo DiCaprio for One Battle After Another, Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, and Timothée Chalamet for Marty Supreme. All 3 are genuinely good actors, and I would be okay if any one of them won. DiCaprio, I feel, is the least likely to win. He gave a good performance and all, but for some reason I feel that people have sort of turned on him in recent years. I can't explain it that well, but maybe it's just me, but I feel that people aren't as excited for him winning an Oscar like they used to be, or even as excited for him as an actor in general. I don't know if it's because he's older now and is seen as not cool anymore, or if so many newcomers have come into Hollywood and stolen the spotlight, so to speak. It just feels that he's not what he once was, but like I said, that could just be me and I could be reading the room wrong, but that's just my opinion. As for Timothy, he would have been my first pick to win Best Actor if it wasn't for 2 things that have happened in recent weeks. One we'll get to in a moment that relates to Jordan, but the other one that relates to Timothy himself. Basically, to sum it up for those of you who don't know what happened, essentially an old clip resurfaced from 2019 of Timothy talking with Matthew McConaughey, and in the interview, Timothy made a statement that basically said, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he essentially said that movies and TV are more important art forms than ballet, opera, or dancing in general. That's just what he said. Like I mentioned, that clip's from 2019 resurfaced for some reason, but when it did, everyone blew up on Timothy, it seems, especially people in his own industry. Tons and tons of actors came out and spoke out against his comments, how his comments were mean-spirited, he should be ashamed of what he said, and he needs to stop attacking his peers, yada yada. Literally every actor you can think of came out against him. Even celebrities you never even heard of were attacking him. It seems everyone has turned on him, mainly people in Hollywood, and the funny thing is, he's right. Ballet and opera are less important than film and television. It just is what it is. Go up to any random person on the street and say, hey, name your favorite actor, movie, or TV show. They all can tell you. Now, if you go up to them and say, hey, what's your favorite ballet dancer or opera, probably say 99% of people will have no idea what to say and won't be able to answer the question, because normal people don't follow that stuff unless they're a fan of it already. If that clip never resurfaced, I think Timothy would have won this year's Best Acting Award. That's one of the reasons why I think Timothy lost his chance and that Michael will take it home. The second reason is something else that happened a few weeks ago. If you haven't been online for the past couple weeks, then you wouldn't have known about the absolute shitstorm that occurred at this year's annual BAFTA award ceremony. For those of you who don't know, the BAFTAs are basically the UK's version of the Oscars. This year, Sinners won a lot of awards, and for one award, while Michael B. Jordan and fellow co-star Delroy Lindo were on stage presenting, a man by the name of John Davidson was in the crowd and blurted out a certain word you cannot say in public. Davidson, for those of you who don't know, is a regular common man, so to speak. He's not famous, he's just a regular dude. I think he works as a janitor in Scotland, and he has a severe case of Tourette's. Tourette's obviously being that medical condition where people have a wide range of symptoms, such as, mild tics to severe tics to shouting bad words uncontrollably without, controlling it. He was there because they made a movie about his life, and the movie got some nominations, and he was just there to support it. When Jordan and Lindo were on stage, Davidson shouted the hard R word out. I can't say it here on YouTube, but you all know what I'm talking about.
Patriot.
Okay, calm down, that's just a joke, calm down, people. But, like I said, we all know the word. Davidson wasn't being cruel or mean-spirited or anything of that nature. He blurted out the word because he has the worst type of Tourette's, which causes him to say the meanest, nastiest thing at anyone who is around him in his general area. The BAFTAs aired on UK TV, and the BBC didn't censor it or cut it, so when it aired, everyone saw and heard what happened, while Jordan and Lindo just stood there in awestruck, basically. I think they handled it pretty well, in my opinion. You can tell that they were kind of taken back and didn't really know what to say, which, what could you in that scenario on live TV, but I think they handled it just fine. Afterwards, Twitter and the rest of the online community lost their ever-loving shit. I mean, you would have thought that someone murdered someone on stage on live television by the reaction that followed. Most of the complaints came from black people, obviously, because What else type of people would be bitching about something like this? Apparently black people didn't know what Tourette's were and instantly dogpiled on Davison. I saw tweets calling for his death, trying to dox him, harass his family members, just saying the meanest, nastiest shit you could to someone. Literally anything you could do to try to destroy someone's life, they tried to do. Even black celebrities jumped in, like Jamie Foxx, who said Davison meant to say that and he definitely knew what he was saying. I guess black people really don't know what Tourette's are, as this community note on this tweet says. It was honestly funny and sad to see it unfold in real time. Sad because if you read anything about Davison's life, you'll know he's had an extremely difficult life that nobody in the audience can even comprehend. All these trust fund babies, these privileged people, none of them would be able to withstand an ounce of the things that Davison has gone through. I won't list his whole life here, but just do any research on him and you will come to the understanding that this dude is a trooper for pushing through and still being here to this day. Read anything about him and you'll instantly admire him for what he's been through. The funny part of the situation is that these are the same fucking people who always preach about inclusivity, diversity, nobody understands us, we need to be more thoughtful and caring of others with different opinions, and oh yes, inclusivity. They're what even calls for the BAFTAs to segregate disabled people from the normal people. I thought these people, especially the black community, had different views on segregation, but I guess they liked it all along, it seems. The Timothy situation and mainly this BAFTA situation are the main reasons why I think they would give the Oscar to Michael B. Jordan. I could be wrong, someone else could win, but I have a strong suspicion that Jordan will win. Since then, there has been a barrage of glazing for Sinners, even more than there was before. It's not a bad movie by any means. I think it's pretty good, even though it's just a lesser version of From Dusk Till Dawn and John Carpenter's Vampires. Sinners is still a good movie filled with good performances. Since it's come out, however, people have been non-stop glazing this movie. It's honestly so sickening now, just drop it. Nobody's buying it anymore. It's just an okay movie. It's not the greatest thing since sliced fucking bread. Like this tweet from the Rolling Stone. Oscars 2026 prediction. Best Actor. Who will win? Michael B. Jordan. Who should win? Michael B. Jordan. Who'd we like to see win? Michael B. Jordan. Which, yes, Michael B. Jordan did a good job. Not his best performance. That to me would still be the first Creed movie. If he had to win an Oscar, which he should, he's a great actor, it should have been from that movie and not Sinners. Same with Ryan Coogler. He directed Sinners and he directed Creed. He's nominated for Best Director for Sinners. If he had to win Best Director, it should have been from Creed. One, it was a good movie, and also I think it was his second movie at that time, and he did that good of a job on his second movie. Like, that dude's got talent, real talent. You have other black celebrities like Viola Davis coming out and saying stuff like Michael B. Jordan is going to bring African American filmmaking into a beautiful place, or whatever the fuck that means. Sinners also broke the most nominations of any film in history with 16 nominations at the Oscars, which is honestly crazy to think about. It beat Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King, for crying out loud, which is total bullshit. It will probably win a lot of these, if not all, because you know how Hollywood and American culture in general just worships black people now. Take this quote from a Variety article. I'm predicting Ryan Coogler, not because the math demands it, but because this moment does. I take the responsibility of believing that black people and all underrepresented communities can achieve greatness to heart, even when the deck is stacked against them. Even when the statistics point to a different outcome, somebody has to believe they can win.
Wow.
Why don't you shut the fuck up?
Shut up. I got one piece of advice for you. Nobody outside your little clique bubble gives a shit. People are sick and tired of this black worship that America has been seduced to ever since Obama, really. He's the main asshole that started all this shit. They're going to give the Oscar to Jordan because of black sympathy and black power, yo, and how they feel bad for black people, yada yada, and by giving Jordan the Oscar, it will seem like a resistance statement for Hollywood. You see, yeah, we're on the right side of history. Although it would be funny if another film won Best Picture or any other big award. This tweet is so fucking funny right here. Film Twitter when one battle after another wins Best Picture and Director. Y'all clan? Which is that scene from Sinners. This is pretty funny and so true. If one battle after another wins any of the big awards, Film Twitter and the media are going to have a nuclear level meltdown, and I will be glued to my phone watching the whole thing unfold as it happens. I could be totally wrong here, and this whole video could be a pointless waste of time. I already know I'm gonna get shit on in the comments and be destroyed in the algorithm because of this video, but who cares? Somebody has to say it. People are sick and tired of this worship of black people for being mediocre or just existing in general. If Jordan does win the Oscar, which I think he will, Hollywood and the access media will use it as an excuse to show how marginalized communities are better than whites, they deserve more representation, white man bad, as if they don't already have enough. With that said, guys, bring on the hate in the comments below.